Hollywood has always sold a dream, a world of fame, luxury, power, beauty, and perfection. But behind the flashing cameras and red carpets, some of the world's biggest celebrities were hiding secrets that would eventually explode into global scandals. These weren't ordinary controversies. They became cultural earthquakes. Stories so massive that they dominated headlines for months, destroyed careers overnight, divided fans across the internet, and permanently changed how the public sees celebrity culture. Some scandals exposed abuse of power. Others revealed shocking deception. Some became symbols of larger social movements that reached far beyond Hollywood. And once the truth came out, nothing was ever the same again. Tonight, we explore 5 celebrity scandals that shocked millions of fans around the world, from courtroom bombshells to live television chaos to scandals involving royalty itself. These are the moments that shattered illusions and changed pop culture forever. For decades, Harvey Weinstein was considered one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. As a movie producer behind countless award-winning films, he had enormous influence over careers, casting decisions, and the future of aspiring actors. In Hollywood circles, people feared him, admired him, needed him. But behind the scenes, rumors had circulated for years. Whispers about inappropriate behavior, manipulation, sexual misconduct. Many people heard the stories. Few dared to challenge him publicly. Then everything changed in October 2017. Investigative reports published by the New York Times and the New Yorker exposed decades of alleged abuse. The allegations were horrifying. Women across the entertainment industry began stepping forward one after another. Actresses, assistants, employees, models. Eventually, more than 80 women accused Weinstein of sexual harassment, assault, or rape. Among them were major Hollywood names, including Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, and Ashley Judd. The revelations sent shockwaves across the world. Suddenly, one of Hollywood's most untouchable figures was collapsing in public. And the scandal didn't stop with Weinstein. It ignited something far larger. Actress Alyssa Milano encouraged survivors to share their experiences online using 2 simple words, "Me Too." The hashtag exploded globally. Millions of women and men began sharing stories of abuse, harassment, and workplace misconduct. The movement became a worldwide reckoning. Powerful figures in entertainment, politics, media, and business suddenly faced scrutiny unlike ever before. Careers ended. Companies launched investigations. Entire industries were forced to confront toxic systems that had existed for decades. In 2018, Weinstein was arrested. In 2020, he was convicted of rape and criminal sexual acts. He was sentenced to 23 years in prison. The man once called the King of Hollywood had fallen. But the impact of the scandal reached far beyond one individual. The hashtag #MeToo movement permanently changed conversations around power, consent, accountability, and abuse. For many people, it marked the end of an era where fame and influence could silence victims, and Hollywood would never look the same again. At the height of her fame, Britney Spears was one of the biggest pop stars on earth. She dominated music charts, sold millions of albums, filled arenas, and became a global cultural icon. But behind the fame, Britney's personal struggles became tabloid entertainment. Every breakdown, every mistake, every emotional moment, the world watched relentlessly. Then, in 2008, following a highly publicized mental health crisis, Britney was placed under a court-ordered conservatorship. Under the arrangement, major parts of her life were controlled by others. Her finances, her career, her medical decisions, even aspects of her personal relationships. At first, many people believed the conservatorship was temporary. But months became years. Then years became more than a decade. Despite continuing to perform, release music, and generate millions of dollars, Britney remained under strict legal control. Fans began asking difficult questions. How could someone capable of headlining tours and judging television competitions still be considered incapable of controlling her own life? Online communities started investigating court records, interviews, and public appearances. Eventually, a movement formed. What began as internet speculation slowly evolved into a massive global campaign demanding transparency and freedom for the singer. Then came the moment that changed everything. In 2021, Britney Spears spoke publicly in court. Her testimony stunned the world. She described feeling trapped, controlled, humiliated. At one point she said, "I just want my life back." Those words spread across the internet instantly. For many fans, it completely changed how they viewed the conservatorship. Public support exploded. Celebrities joined the movement. Media outlets around the world intensified scrutiny of the legal arrangement. Months later, in November 2021, the conservatorship officially ended. After 13 years, the case sparked global debates about mental health, celebrity exploitation, legal guardianships, and the treatment of women in the entertainment industry. For millions of fans, the scandal transformed Britney Spears from pop superstar into a symbol of survival. And the hashtag Free Britney movement became one of the most powerful fan-led campaigns in internet history. March 27th, 2022, the Academy Awards, Hollywood's biggest night. Millions of viewers around the world were watching live. Then, in just a few seconds, everything changed. Comedian Chris Rock stepped onto the stage to present an award. During his presentation, he made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head. What initially seemed like another light award show joke suddenly became something far more serious. Cameras captured Will Smith walking onto the stage. At first, many viewers thought it was scripted. Then Smith slapped Chris Rock across the face in front of a global audience. The theater fell into stunned silence. Moments later, Will Smith returned to his seat and shouted, "Keep my wife's name out of your spring mouth." The uncensored footage spread across social media instantly. Within minutes, the moment dominated the internet. News outlets worldwide interrupted programming. Memes exploded online. Celebrities reacted in real time. Some defended Smith, arguing he was protecting his wife. Others condemned the violence, especially during one of entertainment's most prestigious events. The debate became massive. Questions about masculinity, celebrity privilege, comedy boundaries, emotional control, and public behavior. Shockingly, less than an hour after the incident, Will Smith won the Academy Award for Best Actor. During his emotional acceptance speech, he apologized to the Academy, but not directly to Chris Rock. The fallout continued for months. Smith resigned from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Eventually, he received a 10-year ban from attending Academy events. Projects were delayed. Public opinion became deeply divided. For many viewers, the moment felt surreal. One of Hollywood's most respected actors had created one of the most uncomfortable live television moments in modern entertainment history. And because it happened live, the world experienced the shock together in real time. In January 2019, actor Jussie Smollett reported being the victim of a violent hate crime in Chicago. According to his account, 2 attackers targeted him because of his race and sexuality. He claimed the men shouted political slogans, poured bleach on him, and placed a noose around his neck. The story generated immediate national outrage. Celebrities voiced support. Politicians condemned the attack. Millions of people expressed sympathy online. For a brief moment, the story became one of the most talked about incidents in America. But then, investigators began noticing inconsistencies. Surveillance footage, phone records, financial transactions. The case took a shocking turn. Authorities alleged that Smollett had actually orchestrated the attack himself. Investigators claim he paid 2 brothers approximately $3,500 to stage the incident. The revelation stunned the public. Support quickly transformed into anger and disbelief. Critics argued the alleged hoax damaged trust surrounding real hate crime victims. The media frenzy intensified. Every new development became headline news. Court proceedings dragged on for years. Eventually, Smollett was convicted on multiple felony disorderly conduct charges related to filing a false police report. He was sentenced to jail time, probation, restitution payments, and fines. Throughout the ordeal, Smollett continued denying the allegations. The scandal became one of the most controversial celebrity controversies of the decade, not only because of the accusations themselves, but because of how deeply the story touched political tensions, media narratives, and public trust. For many fans, The case became a cautionary tale about fame, attention, and the dangerous consequences of misinformation. Few scandals have shaken the British royal family as deeply as the controversy surrounding Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. For decades, the royal family represented tradition, dignity, and stability. But this scandal threatened to damage that image on a global scale. Prince Andrew, the Duke of York and son of Queen Elizabeth II, was once considered one of the monarchy's most prominent figures. He attended international events, represented the crown overseas, and lived a life surrounded by privilege and influence. But everything changed because of his connection to one man, Jeffrey Epstein, a wealthy financier whose crimes would later horrify the entire world. Epstein was accused of operating a massive sex trafficking network involving underage girls. As investigations expanded, public attention quickly turned toward the powerful individuals connected to him. Among the most controversial names was Prince Andrew. Photographs surfaced showing Andrew with Epstein. Even more damaging were reports suggesting that their friendship continued even after Epstein had already been convicted in 2008 for 6 related offenses. The public reaction was immediate. People began asking difficult questions. Why was a member of the royal family associated with someone like Epstein? And how deep did the relationship go? Then came the allegations from Virginia Giuffre. Giuffre claimed she had been trafficked by Epstein and forced to have sexual encounters with Prince Andrew when she was 17 years old. Prince Andrew strongly denied the accusations, but the scandal intensified rapidly. Pressure mounted from the media, the public, and even within royal circles. In an attempt to defend himself, Prince Andrew agreed to a televised interview with BBC Newsnight in 2019. What followed became one of the most catastrophic public interviews in modern history. Instead of restoring confidence, the interview shocked viewers around the world. Andrew appeared detached, unemotional, and at times strangely defensive. One moment became instantly infamous. When asked about Giuffre's claim that he was sweating heavily during an encounter, Andrew responded by saying he suffered from a medical condition that prevented him from sweating. The explanation was widely ridiculed online. Clips from the interview spread across social media within hours. Public criticism exploded. Many people believed the interview severely damaged both his credibility and the image of the royal family itself. The fallout was swift. Prince Andrew stepped away from public duties. Major organizations cut ties with him. He lost military titles and royal patronages. For the monarchy, the situation became a public relations nightmare, unlike anything seen in years. Then, in 2022, Prince Andrew reached a financial settlement with Virginia Giuffre without admitting wrongdoing. Although the legal battle ended, the damage to his reputation was already permanent. For many observers, the scandal symbolized something larger than one royal figure. It exposed the dangers of unchecked privilege, elite connections, and the way powerful institutions can become entangled in controversy. The scandal surrounding Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein became one of the darkest chapters in modern royal history. And for millions watching around the world, it shattered the illusion that even royalty could remain untouched by scandal. Celebrity scandals fascinate the world for one simple reason, they reveal what exists behind the image, behind the glamour, the wealth, the awards, and the carefully crafted public personas. There are secrets, mistakes, power struggles, and sometimes shocking truths that completely change how the public sees famous people forever. The scandals we explored tonight were not just moments of entertainment news. They became defining cultural events. Some exposed abuse hidden behind fame and influence. Others revealed how media pressure and public obsession can destroy lives in real time. Some triggered worldwide social movements. Others permanently damaged careers and reputations that once seemed untouchable. Together, these scandals transformed celebrity culture itself. Fans became more skeptical. The media became more aggressive. And the internet made sure that no controversy could ever truly disappear. In today's world, fame can elevate someone to unimaginable heights, but it can also magnify every mistake for millions to see instantly. And perhaps that is why these stories continue to captivate